Hello and welcome back, everybody. Always so great to see you. And today we are getting back out to nature. We're going heads up towards Gainesville, Florida, and we're going to check out this amazing, beautiful state park called Paynes Prairie Preserve. We're going to do some geocaching, walk down a few trails, you know, the usual. But Paynes Prairie is special because it's one of the only locations in Florida where you can sight wild bison. So we're gonna head off down the trails and see if we can get an elusive glimpse of these beautiful, majestic creatures. And also exactly kind of explain why they're there in the first place. But let's not waste any more time. Let's head out there and hit the trails and see what we can find. Let's go. The sandhill crane is welcoming us into Paynes Prairie. Here we go. Let's see. And we have our map. Very friendly ranger at the admission station. $6, by the way, for double occupant cars, $4 for single occupant cars, excuse me. And of course, all those proceeds do go to the preservation of the parks themselves. But this is our map here. We're heading to the visitor center right now, and then our next destination from there is going to be right there, Cones Dyke Trail. Won't be going down the entire trail today because that'd be a very long walk and it'd be winded for a little winded on the end of that, but we're going to see as much as we can. And we'll see what awaits down the path.
Is that an osprey or an eagle?
That would be a bird.
Yes. Did you see what I have to put up with you guys?
Oh, yeah. Well, hey.
Is that an eagle?
Where'd you go? Well, yeah, there he is. That's a bald eagle.
Wow, I thought it was a bald eagle.
Good sighting.
Nice.
Very nice. All right.
America.
Good job. All right, we begin our journey on the paved path leading to the visitor center. Of course, after we take a peek inside there, we're going to set off on another path that's going to probably not be as paved, but of course, they're still marked. I always recommend staying actually on the marked paths and not wandering off, says the individual who has done that on occasion in search of geocaches, but always just kind of pay attention and, you know, basically just use common sense when out in the wilderness. All right, here we go. Look at this. This is a beautiful building. And just kind of rises around the bend. So this is the kind of building I usually see on a visitor center, but it's really beautiful. We're gonna head on inside and see what's inside. And they have a list of different animals that have recently been sighted out here. This is, of course, what we're looking for. Well, Bold Bluff was one heading that we wanted to check out, but we're probably gonna have time to check out Cones Dyke. But they do have bison sightings, so we'll be checking that out. And different little blanchers for little brochures for different types of nature animals, flora and fauna. And of course, the one for the bison is all taken, but that's fine. Check it out. Other ones they might have here: bobcats, snakes, Cuban tree frogs. Well, we have those at my place. I can find those on the wall outside of my home. But they have eagles, sandhills, bears, lots of amazing animals, and wild horses. So we'll have to keep an eye out for them as well. Control burns for those things.
Without regular burn, wildfires become stronger and more intense when we have Edwards homes and lives bliss.
Let's see what else they have. Oh, look at that bison, beautiful. Oh, we got some sandhill cranes. All the beautiful creatures out here. Barn owls, sandhills, herons. Here's a different type of aquatic mammals. Reach in if you dare. Don't mind if I do. Bit by a snake. Oh no. Yeah, seriously, that's why you gotta be careful. Don't reach into the burrows. Bobcats, feral pigs, moorhens. These little goofballs. These are in the lake outside my home. I see them all the time. They're very silly, but they're entertaining to watch. All the different birds. Egrets, ibises, night herons. Amazing animals. And here we are. Look at this. This is amazing. Be heading out a little further in just a little bit. Invasive hogs. Keep an eye out for the wild hogs out there. And remember, if you see any wildlife like wild hogs, horses, bison, or these lovely bobcats, do not pet them or approach them. They are wild animals and they can be unpredictable. So always be safe when out in the wilderness. Beautiful observation tower. Let's work our way up to the top and see what it looks like from the tippy top. Let's go. we go, Paynes Prairie. Look at that. Gorgeous. Untouched wilderness. Paynes Prairie has been designated a national natural landmark. Exceptional value as an illustration for the nation's natural heritage and contributes to a better understanding of the environment. Circa 1974. Oh, here we go. Here's the sign. Look at this sign. Do not feed or approach. So for this one, we had to ask our wonderful staff inside the visitor center, and lo and behold, look at this beast. Let's see what we have in there. We've got Smokey the Bear. We got lots of stuff. I love it when they involve the staff at the parks with this.
Yeah.
Lots of Smokey the Bear stuff too, so that's good though, so that kids know safety. Because remember, only you can present forest fires, right?
And then all I think of is that Simpsons skit.
Except for Bart Simpson, I was about to say.
The correct answer is you.
You answered you. Meaning me.
Only who can prevent forest fires? You pressed U, referring to me. That is incorrect. The correct answer is you.
Oh, hold on. I found a geotag. Okay. So these ones, I don't find these very often, but what I do with this is I take this little guy and I take it to another cache. And once I get to the other cache, I drop it off and it makes its travels around the world. So I'm going to take this with me, and when I find another geocache to leave it in, I will register its number on geocaching.com and keep track of its travels throughout the world. And it's fantastic.
I'm going to do one too.
Oh, you found one
They
too?
have a lot. There's a ton. Are you serious? Look at it.
Oh, lots of geotags. Well, let's
There's
take a look and see what we want. Let's check it out.
First.
Let's see what else do we have. Tons of Snoopy crayons and pencils. There's a koozie. And you can't forget this.
Nightmare.
All right, so I have the log signed. Looks like I'm the second one to visit today, along with Life's a Beach 727 from another fellow geocacher. There we go. Visitor Center cache. And I have a bag of goodies I'm going to leave behind here too, so the next person can get some stuff from my geocache stash that I have with some Pokemon cards. There's a button and some stickers inside, so the next people who find this can help themselves do whatever they want. All right, we're about to head down Cones Dyke Trail. Keep an eye out here, watch out for animals, and maintain a very safe distance from any wildlife that we see. We'll have to see if we cross paths with any.
Hey, look,
Cones Dyke Trail.
the prairie is straight up. The prairie has no shade.
No shade. Look at this beautiful trail ahead of us, heading right into the prairies. Now, the bison were actually not native to this area. They were relocated here to Paynes Prairie from Wichita Mountain up in Oklahoma. And that was back in the mid-70s, and they actually relocated 10 bison here in the interest of trying to restore some of the natural pre-colonial nature ecosystem to this area. And since the 70s, about, what was that, 40 years ago, 50 years ago? Math.
A long time ago.
There you go, exactly. Since then, the bison have bred and basically redeveloped into their current population, which is around 60 to 70 bison out here at any given time, of course, depending on the time of season. Here in the winter, it's not really going to be mating or calving season, so that population will probably remain about the same until later on in the springtime, but we're going to keep on heading down the trail and see what we can find. Amusing story, we just passed someone on the trail who asked us, what were we looking at, observing so closely? It was scat. I'm not going to zoom in to preserve you from having to stare at it too much, but it's large scat, so that leads me to believe there's probably some kind of a larger creature out here somewhere. Perhaps a horse, perhaps a bison. The search continues. See, that looks very similar to equine scat, like the kind that you'd find on a ranch or a barn farm. Exactly. And there are wild Mustang horses out here, so we'll keep an eye out for them as well. I sighted something. A wild human appears. All right, now we are heading east a little bit deeper into the Paynes Prairie. To the south of us, off to the side of the trail here, there's actually a pond out here called Chicala Pond, which we will not be able to experience because they have fencing installed along the path to keep you from wandering too far away. Depends though, because you can see right here, there is fencing right here keeping us out of this marsh. But if you look to the left, one stumble and you end up in the green muck. So, you know, watch your footing. Yeah, right. And observe nature from afar, respect it and all the treasures that nature has bestowed upon us, and of course, stay on the damn trail. There's something shuffling around in the brush. It's not anything large. But they do have other smaller animals out here, like gators and feral hogs. Isolation. Nobody out here. Lots of little sounds. Let's keep moving. Lots more large poo around here. That's about all we've seen aside from a few birds and some squirrels. There's a path in the road here, or I should say a split in the road. You can see some more people way at the end there, but this is probably where we're going to call it for now. There's another 3 miles of trail heading that way, and we've been going for a little bit today. This is not the first activity we've embarked on today, so we're probably going to call it. On our way back towards the visitor center in the parking lot, we'll see if we see any other signs of wildlife. And there's one more geocache on the way back, so we'll check that out as well. Oh shoot, you saw that, right?
And I heard what sounded almost like a horse going like...
Oh, I don't know, there was something heavy in the brush and a big flock of birds just came out before I started filming. I don't know, let's see.
I'm telling you, it sounded like a horse or something big going...
I don't know. Let's get a little bit closer. I'm gonna turn the camera off for now, but I'll turn it back on if I see anything. What the heck is that? Something. Maybe it's a skunk ape.
Yeah.
Something.
Then he asks us for tree pity.
Yeah, right.
That was the Loch Ness Monster.
Could just be squirrels and like grouse or quail or some kind of land or land-based bird.
No, there's something big in there.
Unfortunately, the brush is a bit too dense for us to see it unless it comes closer to the trail. Well, there you go. 2 squirrels chasing each other.
You son of a bitch. How dare.
Yeah, so it was just squirrels, but they were making a lot of noise because they were chasing each other around. I just saw them moving around. You could see one of them. There he goes. You could see him moving.
But it bears repeating that there was something big that made noise over there that scared a bunch of birds.
That is true, yeah. A big cloud of doves burst out a little bit earlier. But that noise we did hear a second ago were 2 squirrels chasing each other in the brush. So on our way heading back down Cones Dyke Trail, should be known that Paynes Prairie Preserve, easy for me to say, is a beautiful state park preserve not too far away from Gainesville, Florida. And admission through the ranger station is only $6 for multi-occupant cars, $4 for single occupancy. And the park is generally open until sunset, which would be about 6 p.m. tonight, which, as you can see, the sun is starting to set a little bit amongst the trees over there. So we will be heading back very soon. So far, negative on the large mammal sightings in regards to the wild horses, bison, or feral hogs. Lots of smaller creatures, birds, squirrels, etc. The occasional human. Nothing beyond that, and the piles of scat, and that one large crashing we heard through the brush and startled the birds. But that's perfectly fine. There's lots of other trails to explore for the future. Cones Dyke Trail is not the only one out here in Paynes Prairie. There are many other trails and ponds and natural lakes to witness and observe. So maybe down the line we'll return and check those out, and perhaps in the future we will have better luck in spotting one of the famed and ever elusive large mammals of Paynes Prairie. Look at this little guy. Oops. Camera shy. Well, that was a nice image for a split second.
Wow.
Off he goes. Hello over there. There it is. So, no bisons or large mammals, but 2 geocaches. Let's go check this one out and see what's inside. Tostitos, yeah. Let's find out. Let's crack her open. Oh, another geotag. There we go.
Oh, wow.
That looks cool.
That's on like a friendship
This is
bracelet.
Relay for Life 2016.
That's cool.
I don't know.
Ew.
nothing to keep. I'm gonna leave this in here though.
Yeah.
We already got a geotag from earlier.
Exactly.
And the geotags that we picked out from the cache over in the visitor center, I'm going to hide elsewhere instead of the exact same part that we retrieved it from.
Right.
So this will go back behind the tree where it belongs, but 2 successful finds today. You guys hear it? It's the Blair Witch. Let's see if we can hear it again. The sun's setting, but the owl's already out. I don't think I'll hear it again, but it has a lovely sound. Very cool.
It's over here. Let's go get it.
Let's see if we can get them a little closer, find out where it's coming from exactly.
Ooh. Oh,
What is going on out there?
bird convention.
Something. Very cool.
Whoa.
Where's it? Very cool. Welcome back, and thank you for taking the trip with us down Paynes Prairie. Beautiful, peaceful hike. Lots of amazing, beautiful natural scenery. Some cool geocaches along the way, and that beautiful nature center. No bison, unfortunately. No mustangs. No wild boars or pigs or hogs, anything like that. Just some birds and some squirrels, which are all beautiful creatures, but I can see them most any day, especially with this beautiful vista behind me. And hopefully in your area there's a location where you can see these beautiful creatures too. I just know that wild mustangs and bison are a bit more elusive out there, unless you live like near Yellowstone perhaps, or someplace of a similar area. So unfortunately we didn't get to see any, but hey, maybe we can check it out again someday and be lucky and sight those beautiful creatures. But for now, we still enjoy our time in the wilderness amongst the beauty of the natural splendor, and I hope you did as well. That's going to do it for now, though. We're going to come back soon with lots more fun. We're going to go back to some conventions very soon. We got a couple coming up. So that'll do it for the natural landscapes and the state parks right now. But hey, down the line, we're going to do a lot more hiking, exploring, and enjoying the great outdoors. And I hope you'll come along with us then. Until then, you all stay awesome, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.